Imagine a disease spanning the whole globe, forcing everyone to stay inside whenever possible, keep distance from each other, and wear a mask all the time. And if you don't do that, you might not see tomorrow. Ha, well, good thing that's just a fantasy and would never happen at all in the real world, right? So, should you watch the entirely unconnected to this topic anime, Apocalypse Hotel? At some point, robots just became more or less normal. So one ambitious hotelier decided to recruit some as staff for his hotel. A hotel he wants to become the greatest hotel in the universe. But he doesn't just want cheap labor. Oh no, he wants them to find their place in this world, as well as come to learn the spirit of hospitality. So he tried to teach them and show them their path. But some worrying reports came from the jungle where primates started getting sick and dying. At first, nothing to worry about. But it spreads further and further, until everyone is forced to wear masks or stay inside. That culminates in humans having to leave Earth, because this virus is lethal to them as well. So, the hotelier has to leave as well. But right before that, he makes a promise with the androids to keep the hotel running until humanity returns and to once again offer them an unforgivable experience at Hotel Gingarou. With that being the past, we now join as Yachiyo, the acting manager of the hotel, runs it daily. But they haven't had any customers since the humans have to leave Earth, and that slowly drives them crazy.
What?
That is, until one day when suddenly a ship lands out of nowhere. At first they think it's a human, but well, it clearly isn't. And so, the hotel has its first extraterrestrial guest. Of course, there are some problems such as communication.
Do you need a room for the night? 请问你需要住宿吗 Souhaitez-vous passer la nuit ici? Desidera pernottare qui? Qui a chocolat calé et comme la चाहिए?
But all goes well and soon enough the guest leaves happily. From there, word spreads and other aliens come to visit intentionally or unintentionally. And one day, a ship crashes and they once again think it's humans. But why do they have tails? And what's with that leaf on their head?
フグリです。地球人です。ノラは嫌です。行きたいです。
いやお前、尻尾生えてるぜ。
弟は地球
Yes, these are the Tanukians. And they have nowhere else to be, so they stay and help run the hotel eventually. Together, they run the hotel as it once again regains the liveliness that it once had.
お客様、忘れ物はございませんか？
ございません。
忘れ物の保管期間は
3ヶ月。
でもお客様のことは
一生忘れない。
As all the characters learned from each other and spent their days working towards a grand future for their hotel. All while waiting for the humans and the old owner of the hotel to return. And despite the show seeming not that deep at the beginning, I was surprised with how thoughtful it was. It's not just a silly hotel show. It hits deeper points, such as how much hospitality is too much, and is your time wasted just because you didn't receive the outcome you wanted? And yet, even then, it's not too serious, because it always makes sure to lighten up with some silly humor.
エクストラミッション宇宙人への接客を達成新機能沸騰ポットが追加
わお！ヌードルが食べやすくなったな。
But that doesn't take away from the seriousness. It just makes the show more enjoyable. It currently has one season with 12 episodes, 20-ish minutes. But the end of the season is not the end of the show, because the story does not get resolved, which means there is still room for more to happen. Of course, the characters are the heart of the show. Without them, nothing would happen. And we have two main characters that carry the narrative. First would be Yachiyo. We see her from the very beginning and she is the main character of the entire show. After all, she is the acting manager of the name-giving Apocalypse Hotel. After humans vacated Earth, she leads the team of robots staying behind to man and take care of the hotel. She's a robot with an advanced AI, once purchased by the owner to help them run it. And yet, they kept running it because of the promise they made to said owner. She is really set on the rule, especially the 10 commandments of the Gingarou Hotel, since they were left behind by the owner. However, she is not above changing her interpretation of the rules and commandments and adding to them as she learns more about herself and what it means to be a hotelier. She's hardworking and wants the best for the hotel, but in the beginning she is still a machine, so she is, well, machine-like. But that changes as more and more guests come and she makes more and more connections. And I dare say, the most important connection is with the second main character, Ponko. It is an expected spoiler, as I mentioned before, but she's not a human. Oh no, she's an alien, a Tanukian. And as all mythological Tanuki have the ability, she too can shapeshift. Usually, she's in a humanoid shape, but when she's shocked or scared, she turns back into a Tanuki. Without a doubt, Yachiyo and Ponko are the main characters. We see the show from their perspectives and they drive the events, but it doesn't mean they are the only character. There's a whole colorful supporting cast, and I have a hard time deciding which one my favorite side character is. It might be the first alien guest they get, it might be Hamageddon, or maybe it's the silly yet kind of wise seeming door opening bot. Either way, the characters are fun and quirky, but not in a forced way, instead in a natural way. After all, they are aliens from space. The show honestly looks really nice, and generally just has high quality visuals. You can see the effort they put into all of it, and it just reflects that they care. I would say the same goes for the voices. They fit in, and when something silly and funny happens, they sell it really well.
汚れなし、水滴なし、カビなし、アメニティよし、シャンプーハットなし。汚れなし、水滴なし、カビなし、アメニティよし、シャンプーハットなし。シャンプーハットなし、シャンプーハットなし、シャンプーハットなし、なし、なし、なし、なし、なし。
Both the intro and the outro are pretty much spoiler free. You won't significantly impact your experience whether you watch it or not. The intro shows you the main character Yachiyo dancing in the lobby of the hotel, and it really showcases how much effort they put into the animation. It looks really good. The outro has a more melancholic tone and shows different characters going about their day. It uses a more drawn style and works as a nice cool down after the episode. It got a rating of 8.03 by a bit over 16,000 people at the time of this video. But then again, the show was also released in early 2025, so it's been just a few months. Both from that rating and the 47 reviews, with 42 being recommendations, 4 being neutral and 1 being a negative review, you can tell it got received very positively. And even the one negative review doesn't deny its entertaining factor and only dislikes the misanthropic view he interpreted from the show. The studio that made this is CygamesPictures, and they have made quite a few things already. I assume they are the in-house studio of Cygame. You know, the people who are responsible for Uma Musume. And they are the studio that made the Cinderella Grey part of Uma Musume. And 2 movies. They have also made Princess Connect Redive and another show that seemed quite interesting called The Summer Hikaru Died. I haven't come around to watching anything else from them yet, but if they put this much effort into everything they make, then CygamesPictures is definitely a studio worth keeping an eye on. So, who's this for? Well, If you enjoy slow ones or relaxing shows, then this might be a pick for you. Just keep in mind you won't find action or big stakes here. And if you're a fan of good visuals, this will be quite pleasing to you as well. So, what's my verdict? In the beginning I really didn't know what to expect. I just stumbled on the show as a recommendation on Twitter, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I didn't really have high expectations. But I was positively surprised very quickly and found myself enjoying the show very much. The comedy pretty much landed for me every time, and even the heavier segments resonated with me. So, should you watch Apocalypse Hotel? Yes, you should. This is a very nice show, far better than I expected, and it got itself a high spot in my top 9. Yes, I will give it the top 4 spot of my current recommendation, right above Uma Musume, inching out Kekai Sensen from the recommendation. If Apocalypse Hotel won you over with its quirky characters, blend of humor and heart, and its unique setting, then here are 2 more anime recommendations that you might like as well. The first is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, a supernatural slice of life comedy following Kobayashi, an office worker who ends up living with Toru, a dragon who transforms into a maid. It mixes everyday life with fantasy elements, delivering funny moments and surprising emotional depth with its focus on found family. The vibrant animation and lovable cast make it a cozy yet engaging one. And the second is Jashin-chan Dropkick. The show brings a chaotic, comedic energy similar to the quirky alien encounters in Apocalypse Hotel. It centers on the college student Yurine and the devil Yashin-chan that she accidentally kind of summons. Yashin-chan constantly tries and fails to kill her. The absurd humor and colorful supporting cast of supernatural beings lean more into a slapstick humor than thoughtful themes, but it's a great pick for the fans of shows that are lighter and sillier. Both of these are in my top 9 and they were the first videos I made, so yeah, I am quite fond of them. And with that, once again we find ourselves at the end. I have to say, making a video about a show I like really feels a lot better than making a negative video. I hope you will enjoy the show as much as I did, should you decide to watch it, and that you will give me recommendations for shows you like. After all, this channel is all about finding shows worth watching. And if you like that proposition, make sure to like and subscribe. Until next time.